Well, what's up, guys? It's Tyler from TCM Sports, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 7 overrated college football teams coming into the 2020-2021 season. So, this article is from The Countdown, shameless plug of my website. If you haven't already checked it out, make sure you go, theCountdownOnline.com. This article will be in the description, and it will obviously take you to the website. So, I uploaded an article yesterday. It's 7 overrated college football teams coming into 2020. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to go through the article, so we'll kind of just, breeze through it and give our thoughts and opinions on, if you agree or not. And, at the end of the video, leave your comments that if you think these teams are overrated, leave comments who teams you think are underrated. Do you think they're properly rated? I don't know. Just let me know in the comment section. 2020-21 college football season on the horizon. It's time to discuss predictions on how the year will unfold. There are a slew of programs this year that are projected to be great, but will ultimately underperform and leave analysts wondering what went wrong. These are 7 overrated college football teams coming in 2020. So 7, I have Oregon. I put Oregon at 7, right? Because last year they were 12-2 with a Rose Bowl victory against Wisconsin, 28-27. It's a very, very good game. And they would have been in the college football playoff if it wasn't for a late season slip-up to Arizona State. That's when Jaden McDaniel had himself his career game, and that's what really put him on the map. And the experts were thinking they're going to be a top 10 team once again. Obviously the start, but I don't think it's going to be the case because they lost Justin Herbert, who's the reason they won this game and had such a successful season. They also lost Troy Dye, their team's leading tackler. And when Justin Herbert, 6th overall draft pick of this year's draft, losing him is huge. And Tyler Slough is going to be probably the slated starter for the season, and he's not going to be able to take this team to the level that they were last season. They're fortunate enough to avoid Ohio State in that non-conference game due to the pandemic going on, unfortunately. It would have been a great game to watch. I would have been excited to watch it, but it is canceled, so they really dodged a bullet there. But Oregon's not going to win the Pac-12 this year. USC, Utah, or UCLA. I think UCLA is going to surprise some people this year. That's going to be one of my underrated teams. I'm a big UCLA believer this season. So let's move on to 6, and it's Michigan. You're going to learn very quickly. I'm not too fond of Michigan. Yeah, I don't like Michigan. But I'm not letting my bias get in the way of this. Michigan is typically, each and every year, an overrated team, and we know that. Last year, they were projected to win the Big Ten. They were projected to win the Big Ten, and then they did it now. They finished 9-4, which, don't get me wrong, 9-4 is a good record, but if you're Michigan with the college football expectations, college football playoff expectations, it's just kind of, it's disappointing. They lose Shea Patterson and Kaliki Hudson, their top quarterback, or their number 1 quarterback and leading tackler. It's just, I don't know, man. It doesn't look good for Michigan, and this season, I just don't think they have what it takes. I think Ohio State's going to take the Big Ten. I think Penn State's very, very talented as well. I think Penn State's going to be better than Michigan. And, I think Michigan's going to be the 3rd or maybe even the 4th best team in the Big Ten East. So moving on to 5, Virginia Tech, Ben Fantel, I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry, Ben. It's just what Virginia Tech, they were projected to win the ACC Coastal last season. They didn't do it. And this year, it's kind of similar to the same. Them, North Carolina, and Miami are all 3 teams that are really getting the praise. And Virginia Tech's not going to do it. Now, they don't lose a lot of players, but it's just they seem to underperform. And the biggest thing, they have North Carolina, Pitt, and Louisville all on the road. That's going to be tough. Hendon Hooker had himself a good end of the season last year, but it's just, I don't think we're able to put it all together coming into this season. So Virginia Tech comes at 5 for overrated. I'm sorry, Ben. Number 4 is Notre Dame. This is a recurring theme for them. They are perennial. Like I said, this is a program that is perennially overrated for a majority of the decade. They've always been overrated this entire decade. Ever since 2012 when they made it to the national championship and lost 42-14 against Alabama, they've just always been put up there again. And they are just not. They're not as good as they are. They lost Chase Claypool and Cole Kmet to the Steelers and Bears respectively. And that's gonna be a big loss when your 2 leading targets are gone for Ian Book. And don't get me started on Ian Book. I'm gonna make there's gonna be a video or an article one day of my least favorite players of all time, and Ian Book is on there. I don't know why. He never really spited me. I just don't like Ian Book. I just don't like him. So they do not play Wisconsin USC again due to the circumstances. So they're lucky there, but they still play some ACC opposition. They're going to be good, obviously, but they're not going to be like playoff ambitions is what or New Year's. I don't think there will be a New Year's 16 this year, and that's what the bookies are saying. So, number 3, Minnesota. Minnesota last season. What a very feel good, happy story last season. Minnesota finished 11-2 under PJ Fleck with a win in the Outback Bowl against Auburn. Auburn beat Alabama. So by the transitive property, Minnesota beat Alabama. Just in football. It's football. It's just crazy. Minnesota had a phenomenal year last year. I mean, PJ Fleck's row the boat mentality just cultivated and captured the entire. Not called. That's not the right word. But, you know, I mean, there's a word out there. You know what the word probably is, and I don't. But, yeah, people think it's going to take the program to the next level. I think it's more likely that was a flash in the pan season than it was of a sign of things to come. Although Tanner Morgan and Rashard Bateman are back, they lose Rodney Smith, Tyler Johnson, and Antoine Winfield. 3 big and, you know, very dramatic losses to the team. And I just don't think they'll be able to replicate it from last year, you know. They only have 9 games on the schedule, so I think they're going to win at least 5 to 6 of them for sure. But other than that, they're not going to challenge for a Big Ten title. Minnesota was a one-hit wonder last year. They're still going to be solid, but I just don't think they're going to replicate that success. Number 2, North Carolina. Mac Brown's North Carolina Tar Heels. Sam Howell's North Carolina Tar Heels. I mean, people are saying Orange Bowl playoff contender? No, don't get me wrong. Sam Howell's 30 in his true freshman season, 38 touchdowns with only 7 interceptions, a 61.4 completion percentage. Very, very, very good freshman season. True freshman season, let me get you at that. A former Florida State Seminole, and then he decommitted. Man, Florida State, oh man, we can talk forever about how they are just underperforming with the talent that they have. But Sam Howell really performed in North Carolina, and North Carolina's recruiting classes are some of the best. In 2021, they are the number 1 in the ACC right now, and I think they're 4, if I didn't get a chance to check, for 2020. They are a recruiting class. Mac Brown is really turning this program around, coming back to the 2015-2016 days with Mitch Trubisky back when North Carolina was super good. And again, with the ACC, they still have all their games. So, you know, North Carolina, they were 7-6 last year. They're going to be at least 8-4, 9-3 this year, but they're not going to go to the coach flip. I don't think they're going to win the ACC. You know who I'm going to think win the ACC. Sure, I'm biased, but I think that team, you know who I'm talking about, is very, very good this year. I think a lot of people are underrated on that. I think defense is a lot bigger of a thing than people realize. And yeah, Miami, Virginia Tech, and Pitt are going to be formidable opponents. I think they're going to drop 2 of the 3 games there, and they're probably going to slip up again. And it's just, I don't know. You have UCF on the road. They're supposed to play Auburn. I don't know. It's going to be, I don't know. I don't see playoffs for them. So they're expecting them to be good this year, but I think they'll make the jump next season. With Sam Howell in his junior season, sure they lose some weapons, but when Sam Howell is going to be a junior, they're going to be like, they're probably going to win the ACC then. So, honorable mentions, we have Arizona State, which people are saying they're going to go like 9-3. I'm like, I don't think so. Florida, people saying they're going to go, they're the playoff team from the SEC. I think there's a chance of that. I think they're going to be very good, but I still think Georgia and Alabama exist. Florida State, they have a lot of talent, underperform. Tennessee, same boat, a lot of talent, underperform. So, hey, look, it's Texas. Hey, look, I bet you're so shocked to see them here. Guess what? They're not back. They aren't back. You know, Sam Ellinger and a blowout victory in the Alamo Bowl warrants playoff discussion for Texas this year. Nah. Remember last season when they were ranked 9th against the 6th ranked LSU Tigers in a Week 2 matchup? Remember that? Remember they finished 8-5 last year, right? I think the exact same thing's going to happen this year. I think they're going to be ranked in the top 10, and they're going to go 8-5 again. I just think Texas. I mean, 8-5 is not bad, but if you're Texas and if you're, you know, saying that you're back, you got to do better than 8-5. I mean, you got to at least win 10 to 11 games if you're Texas. If you were Texas, they lost Devin Duvernay and Colin Johnson, their top 2 targets from last season, and it's just not going to happen. You know, it's just don't expect them to be back. Don't expect them to be the college football playoff because they are the most overrated team in college football coming into the 2020 season. So that is the article, guys. Make sure you guys go check it out. Again, this is my very own article with my very own website. Again, another plug. Go check it out. I would really appreciate it. I'm working on it right now, and I've really enjoyed writing articles for it so far, so I hope you guys are enjoying the content as well. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload. Leave a comment. Do you agree with my overrated teams? Do you think these teams are underrated? Do you think they're fairly rated? Let me know your comments down below. That's all from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Later.